I'm here with Rob. Now, usually I would say he is from Survivor, but apparently not. The star of the new Saddle Ranch show. So, Rachel from the new Saddle Ranch show is sitting across from me, and I'll be honest with you, I actually moved my chair back a little bit based on the first episode.
That's what most people say about me, honey. It's okay.
Are you the sweet one on Saddle Ranch? I feel like you're sort of the yin to everybody else's yang.
I think I am the nicer person when I'm sober. I do have a little bit of a kick when I get drunk.
Right.
I've always kind of wanted to have like a bad girl persona, and I think it's like my alter ego coming out because I'm like, ooh, yay, she can have fun, let me out.
Right.
I am very sweet, and I'm also very caring, and I take a lot to heart, which I think a lot of people kind of abuse sometimes.
Right.
So it gives me kind of like the weak person persona, but I'd like to turn it into like more of the sweet idea, not so much the weak.
From Survivor to Saddle.
It's a really interesting story. That
because that's the opposite, right? Isn't it usually from Saddle to Survivor?
Yeah,
okay.
It's an interesting story that would take me many hours to explain. I'm totally kidding. I did a show called Survivor. I was on the Thailand season. I moved out to LA to become a famous actor, and I ended up becoming a semi-famous bartender. And now they're doing a show at the place where I happen to work, and I guess I happen to be one of the cast members now, because I'm employed by Saddle Ranch.
Now I saw the first episode already, and I feel like if I ordered a drink from you the wrong way, it will be spilled on me. So is there a side to Rachel that we're not seeing yet?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
Like, no matter what, I serve drinks. I might look mean. I might act mean. But with customers, I'm amazing. That's why everybody at Saddle Ranch loves me.
Okay.
See, here's the thing. Like, I give an attitude, and I'll, make my dry humor and whatnot.
Right.
But the people are ordering drinks from me and giving me money.
Right.
So at the same time, it's my money. So, you got to make the best of it. And yeah, there are times where you get horrible customers, people don't tip, whatever. But at the same time, no matter what, it's one person won't tip you and the next will tip you 20.
Right.
So it is what it is.
Happened, even outside of the show, like for example, two servers like fighting over that. Oh, that's my customer. No, that's my customer. Does that happen even before the show, and now we're only finally getting a window into it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Especially behind the bar, because there are certain boundaries at the bar where, you have your section, the next bartender has their section, but at the same time, we're held so accountable for our sales that if there's somebody over in somebody else's section that's waiting for a drink, I'm not going to sit there and make them wait for 5 minutes. I'm going to go ask them if they need anything, So it's like there's a boundary, but there's a huge gray line, and some bartenders understand that, and then some people blow it out of proportion and take offense to it when you overstep it.
After watching the first few episodes, I think what shocked me the most is that, I remember Rob as being like the aggressive one, the one that like talked a lot, but on this show, you're kind of like the peacemaker. I feel like you're sort of like the center of gravity for all these crazy personalities. True or not?
I guess I think I'm close, aside from Alex. Alex is way older than all of us, but I think I'm like the oldest, definitely the oldest dude on the cast. So the role of Big Brother kind of fell in my lap. Definitely hear people out and give people a fresh perspective, because chances are I've been through it and already done it. So I've grown up a lot since Survivor, and now instead of talking without thinking and screaming about nothing,
or choking guys,
or choking people, I tend to let other people do the screaming, kind of sit back and enjoy the show.
Now in that opening episode, there was a challenge that was sort of put out where you had to like outsell Cameron, and from what it looked like, it was a total destruction. Is that fair to say, or was it just home field advantage?
It's not a home field advantage, because there's so many customers that come in regardless. Like, you just need to hold your ground.
Yeah.
And I understand, you come into a new place and, you don't know very many people. And I have regulars that come in every single night I work.
Yeah.
So there was kind of a disadvantage, obviously, because, I am on the best bar. I work here for 5 years, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you gotta hold your game.
Right.
So it wasn't really, it wasn't a fight between it. It was just that I won. So.
Were you actually cackling like that every time you made a sale, or was that just the edit?
Here's the thing, my cackle is my cackle. I will laugh, and you'll hear it through anything I ever do, obviously. I mean, like, I keep doing it, but it's definitely not the editing. I kept doing it because that's what I do.
this Saddle Ranch was kind of like a reality legend, you know, like if you wanted to get on a reality show, you like hang out at this Saddle Ranch. So do you feel like this is the truest form of reality TV? Because it's kind of like everything's been turned around, you know, like instead of coming here, now you guys are the show. So is that kind of how you look at it too?
You know, I was actually very surprised going into this whole thing, you know, being a first timer, I had no idea what to expect.
Yeah.
I was very surprised on how non-set up and how real everything was.
Right.
You know, the camera crew didn't talk to us, they were just there to film us.
Yeah.
Nobody really gave us any direction to do this or do that. And it was essentially just filming what we do on a, you know, everyday basis. Yeah, you have to get used to the bright lights and cameras in your face, but other than that, you're doing the same thing that you would do without them there.
Is it fair to say that you're the villain of the show? Because I mean, you know, I looked at the photos first before I watched the show, and I was trying to sort of like say, all right, you know, Robb is probably going to be like the big brother, and Cassie's going to be like the sweet one, and I mean, you know, I mean,
okay, yeah, you know, a lot of people judge a book by its cover.
Right, okay,
absolutely. So, I mean, if you look at me, I'm obviously going to be a villain.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm really not. Like, I do have a soft side, but I don't like to bring it out very often.
Right.
So, you know, you gotta keep your game face on always.
Are you Audrina Patridge, just a little rougher around the edges?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm no one. I'm actually Rachel.
Yes.
That nobody can live up to me, and I can't live up to anybody because I am who I am, and you know, there really is no comparison.
Was it a tough decision for you to decide whether you wanted to be on TV?
You know, not really. It kind of fell into my lap because I'm not out here to do TV, but then when this came along, I was like, sure, why not?
Right.
You know, the greatest thing about this is the fact that when most people do reality TV shows or anything like that, like they have to put their job on hold, and they don't get paid for a certain amount of time.
Right.
Here, we're working, we're still getting paid throughout the filming and everything. We're not waiting for the checks at the end, and we get the bonus.
Right.
So I'm like, why not? I'm already there, you know, 75% of my life anyways.
Right.
Why not, you know, check this out and see how it goes?
What I wanted to know is, you know, what is the perfect Saddle Ranch customer and what is the worst Saddle Ranch customer?
Anyone else care to knock this one out of the park? The perfect Saddle Ranch customer is anyone who tips. No, the worst Saddle Ranch customer is anyone who should stay at home and kill themselves instead of going out. People who complain about everything, people you can't make happy. That's my take. I hate people who you feel like they come out just to bitch at other people. Those people suck.
I hate the people that feel like they have to close out after every single drink. If you know you're going to be back, leave a tab open so that it doesn't take my time to have to close it 17 different times. And if you can't tip, you know, $1 on $10 drink, and if you're in that much of need for that $1, you should probably be staying home and not out drinking in the first place.
Don't sip if you can't afford to tip.
Yeah.
That's a Robb Z original, trademarked by me. Thank you.
Copyrighted.
Don't copy me.
Perfect and worst Saddle Ranch customer?
She'll give you the best answer.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so the perfect Saddle Ranch customer is no matter if they're like, can I get a vodka 7? And you're like, all right, well, here's our vodka. And they're like, whatever you think is great. So obviously it's going to be top shelf. And then they look at their bill and they're like, wow, you know, you deserve not a verbal tip. My problem is verbal tips. You're the greatest bartender ever. You know, love you to death. Like, I'm going to, you know, talk to your management, you were fantastic, and then your bill's $55 and you leave for $1.25. $1.25. Get it right.
Is that a verbal tip you left me? People should watch the show because as far as restaurant shows go, as far as restaurant reality shows go, no one's ever done one like this, and I know it for a fact. After watching the trailer, I mean, there's Jersey Shore, which is like this Goliath, colossal show that everyone's flipped out over. But they're and they live in a house together, and it's honestly it's like the real world with a bunch of interesting. I mean, I watched the show. But it's like the real world with a bunch of Italian dudes who tan and do their laundry and hit the gym, which is cool, and I get that, and chase women all night. But this show is like, it's our lives, and we're a different group of people. I mean, I'm a dumb fuck who was already on a reality show, who moved out here to do something, ended up bartending for a number of years. Rachel's a phlebotomist. Cassie likes pink stuff.
Phlebotomist. I draw blood.
Yeah, she's a phlebotomist.
Yeah, you were trying to deny being the villain, right?
Everyone's
I do it for people's health. Very big difference. I help people in the hospital. I don't.
Blood.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say.
That sounds great. Thank you.